What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps searching, but my heart decides. Thoughts can be cruel, they're not mine to own. The space unravels when you let go. What's yours, it ain't mine. That energy goes today. The feather in the fire will blow it home your way. Moon mother, open your arms. Moon mother, this magic's just begun. Moon mother, reach for my heart so I can feel your essence in me. How to unfold when this knot is so tight. Each step is chosen to reveal the light. Days left wondering, am I back here again? The shadow inside, waking your soul. What's mine is lost to time, our home is in the space. The bird who walks the line, just use those wings and rise. Moon mother, open your arms. Moon mother, this magic's just begun. Moon mother, reach for my heart so I can feel this essence in me. Time to wake up in these rise and sleeps. Days may be hard, but the truth is real. Bringing up the vibration. You can feel it in your feet. What's there to hold in the light of this moon?
You are now in the mix.
Hey, shout out to all of you wonderful, amazing deep divers of planet Earth. Another beautiful day. I hope all of you are taking care of yourself. Look, deep divers, let me send you some good ass energy. Take that, take that, take that. We're here, infinite waters, diving deep once again. First and foremost, let's always start off with gratitude. Let me say a big thank you to 5D Abundance. Gratitude mentor, thank you for going live. 5D baby, hey, you are appreciated. Like I always say, deep divers, let's always start off with gratitude. 5D Abundance is always supporting the show, and in this episode I want to hear from you. Get your messages, get your questions ready, because I want to hear everything that you have to say. And I'm about to dive deep divers. The gloves are off. Pardon, I said the gloves are off. Let me say a big thank you to Judy, the most incredible, Judy, you are most definitely appreciated.
John DeMarco.
Right? Big shout out to Judy. And deep divers, we got a lot to talk about. We got an avocado, feed Ralph Smart. We ain't even had breakfast yet. First and foremost, I hope all of you are taking care of yourself. I hope you're diving deep. I hope you're in a state of gratitude. And happy lunar eclipse, deep divers. Happy lunar eclipse to everyone out there. Can you feel the energy, deep divers? I literally went outside and I saw this massive lunar eclipse, right? And this video is all about the huge shifts which are happening globally. And you better prepare yourself now for everything that's coming, because it's coming, right? Shout out to everyone who's been getting the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart, on Amazon, and the latest book, the Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes, at ralphsmart.com/the book, and the Good Ass Prana shirts, ralphsmart.com/clothes. Deep divers, how you feeling today on this lunar eclipse, right? The energy is kind of intense. Right? You know why they call people a lunatic, right? It's because of the full moon. And so much has been happening, right, in the world lately. So many things happening all at once. And we are really in a time of great change right now, deep divers. A time of monumental change. And we've got to remind ourselves to stay grounded. A lot of crazy things are happening. I don't even know where to start, deep divers. You can help me out. Where shall I start? Right? So we've got to remind ourselves we're in a powerful time right now. We're in a powerful time. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Smash that like button, share the video. I want everyone here to hit that like button, share the video, and let people know Ralph Smart is live. Let me shout out to the most incredible Bethany Moon. You are most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much, dear. Ralph, you are so inspiring. Thank you for everything you do for millions. Gratitude. I appreciate you, Bethany, and you're feeding me an avocado. Let me give you a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bethany Moon. And your last name is Moon. I can't believe it, right? On this full moon, this is your day, Bethany Moon, right? The energy is so powerful right now on this lunar eclipse full moon. And we've got to remind ourselves that so much is happening in the world right now. And you really want to make sure that you're taking this time to really go within, taking this time to really heal yourself. You know, one of the things I said back in 2023 is that in 2024, you are going to see a whole lot of chaos on the planet. And that's what's been happening. There are also great things which are happening, which I said would happen. I said that the Great Awakening is going to increase. We've got to remind ourselves that we're governed by everything around us, right? That's what Kate Bush said. We're governed by everything around us. And as you've noticed already, you know, the lunar eclipse really symbolizes inner growth, expansion, really reminding us that we have to let go of the old energy. And there is so much that we all have to let go of right now to move forward. So let me dive deep divers, right? Lunar eclipse, huge shifts are happening globally. Prepare yourself now for what's coming. So the world is very tiny. And I want you to imagine, deep divers, the world like a body. You know, when you take a look around at what's happening in the world right now, it is utter chaos. It is utter mayhem. And this is the reason why more than ever, you have to make sure you're raising your vibration, raising your energy, and protecting your energy. So take a look at what happened in Moscow, right? Some gunman went into a concert and just massacred 133 people. Absolutely terrible. Why are these things happening right now? Because it's showing you that humanity has to really heal itself, and humanity is in a state of chaos. And we've got to remind ourselves that we can do something about everything we're seeing that's chaotic. We can bring the peace. We can be the change we wish to see in the world, right? And we've got to remind ourselves to do this every single day, because you see, the world, there are so many people on this planet, deep divers, who don't care about anybody. There are so many people on this planet who have no heart, who have no empathy. And this is the reason why they can commit atrocities like what happened in Moscow and all of these things, right? It's because you have people who are walking around who are soulless. They don't mind taking the lives of innocent people. And you've got to remind yourself that, you know, in your quiet moment, hold a meditation for the world. Hold a meditation for peace. Hold a meditation that people all around the world can wake up and realize we are all one. You see, a lot of people say, okay, it's got nothing to do with me. You know, deep divers, the reason why I pay attention to what's happening all around the world is because I realize that everything is connected. Everything is connected. So you might say, well, I don't care what happened in Moscow. It's got nothing to do with me. Well, actually, it does have something to do with you, because the effects are going to affect you. This is the reason why you want to always remind yourself that whatever happens in the world is going to affect you. And this is the reason why you have to realize that it is your business. Anything that happens in this world is your business. Don't say, oh, it's got nothing to do with me. Well, you might think so, but there are people walking around this world, walking around this planet, and they're full of anger. They're full of frustration. And you can say, well, they got nothing to do with me. Well, you might run into one of them. And this is the reason why I do these videos, because I'm here to reach people. I'm here to spread light and positivity. And right now on the planet, we have to spread light. We have to spread positivity, because the planet is in a very dark place. A very dark place right now on the planet. You know, I spoke of the royal family, and in today's new video, once again, send good energy to Kate Middleton. Anyone who has cancer, we only wish them healing. But it's way bigger than that. You see, the end is the new beginning. And there are empires, there are royal families all around the world. And what you're seeing is that the time is coming to an end. Empires are falling. Royal families are collapsing. This is the reason why you see so much collapse on the planet. It's like things are coming to an end. That's because they are. And a new beginning is coming out. This is the reason why you have to remind yourself that, you know, there is a force way bigger than me, way bigger than anybody. And there's something called divine order. And divine order is coming back on the planet. Whether you like it or not, things are about to be restored. Because Gaia, Mother Nature, is looking at this planet like, hey, human beings, you messed it up. I'm going to take it back from you, right? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. You are appreciated. And let me shout out to the one and only Quantum Dynamic 8. The amazing Quantum Dynamic 8 in the house. Let me give you a round of applause.
John DeMarco.
Quantum Dynamic 8. Okay, you got a great question. This is what I love. I love the questions, deep divers. Bring on the questions. Quantum Dynamic 8, you are most definitely appreciated. She's asking, how do we let go of hurtful pasts and red flag relationships by actually understanding that it's not good for us, not just superficially, but deep within? I believe this is one major block of separation consciousness where chaos is prevalent. Thank you. That's a great question. One more time, let me read it again. How do we let go of a hurtful past and red flag relationships by actually understanding it's not good for us, not just superficially, but deep within? I believe this is one major block of separation consciousness where chaos is prevalent. Thank you. Absolutely. That's a great question, because you see, Quantum Dynamic 8, you've got to remind yourself right now on the planet, there's a gender wars, right? And this is part of the huge, crazy shifts that are happening. Humanity is one, right? Men and women are one. But what's happened right now is that there's a massive gender wars happening, especially in the West. Especially in the West, there's a massive gender wars happening. That's the reason why relationships are going through it, because you see, a lot of people are hurt. A lot of people are toxic. A lot of people still have to heal themselves. They're bringing all of this to a relationship. You see, I always say the greatest relationship must begin with yourself first. If you haven't healed yourself and you get into a relationship, you're only going to take it out on your partner. A lot of people in relationships shouldn't be in relationships. They should be healing themselves, working with themselves, so when they're ready, they can share the best of themselves. That's a slow motion. Slow motion. So when we talk of letting go of the past, the hurtful past, the red flag relationship, you have to know your worth. You have to remind yourself that Quantum Dynamic 8, you're attracting everything that you are. This even is our relationships. Sometimes we say, oh my gosh, how come I attracted this red flag relationship? We attracted it because that's what we're vibrating on. And we have to remind ourselves, as we shift our vibration, our frequency, our relationships will also change and match our same vibration and frequency. We actually end up in certain relationships because we still have lessons to learn with that person. It could be a karmic relationship, and we have to forgive ourselves, and we have to start again, start fresh, and move forward. Quantum Dynamic 8 coming in just with a question like that. You are appreciated. Shout out to you. Deep divers, once again, happy lunar eclipse. I always go live on a lunar eclipse on a full moon. Can you feel the shift? And huge energy shifts are happening all around the world globally. Prepare yourself now for what's coming. So, like, you know, I speak to a lot of different people, deep divers, and one thing I can tell you is that a lot of people are feeling there's a lot of heavy energy on the planet right now. You know, it's like things are getting serious, right? And we can see this even if we take a look around at what's happening geopolitically, what's happening in the world, current events, all of these things. A lot of serious things are happening. You know, once upon a time, everything was fun. You know, things were fun. Things were very lighthearted. And what's happened on the planet is that things are getting very serious. The temperature is increasing. And this is the reason why you have to prepare yourself, because we're reaching a time right now on the planet where we've reached and crossed the threshold. And something is about to pop. Something is about to burst. Right? Something is about to explode. This is the time we're in right now. Because you see, what's happened, especially with the transfer of information, humanity is overloaded with a lot of stimulation. It's not natural to look at a mobile phone for 7 hours a day. We got a problem on our hands. It's not natural to stare at a screen for 7 hours a day. We got a problem on our hands. And this is the reason why we have to prepare ourselves because humanity has created a monster. You know, Frankenstein's monster is actually coming alive. And a lot of people don't realize this. You see, we haven't even seen the effects of COVID. You know, there's something called COVID anxiety syndrome. A lot of people are they've still got anxiety from COVID, from the lockdowns and all of that. We haven't even seen the effects of all of that. We haven't even seen what it's done to people's mental health. All of that is coming out this year. And this is the reason why, you know, we're in a time right now where you have to really heal yourself. You have to really retreat, take time off. I always say, take a break. If you're always going at 100 miles per hour, you want to take a break. I'm always taking a break. Deep divers with a cat down the road, raising the frequency. You want to take a break, right? Because we're in a time right now where a lot of people, they're moving too fast. They're doing too much. And they're not making any time to heal themselves, right? And any time is a full moon. You know, the full moon, especially with a lunar eclipse, is always calling us back to the inner world. You know, the moon deals with the inner world. It deals with the shadow. And we have to remind ourselves we've got to do the shadow work. You know, there are things about yourself you don't want to see. You don't want to take a look at. People are running away from themselves. And you have to take a look at it. You have to say, okay, what is it I need to work on to go to the next level? What is it I need to work on to become my greatest version? You know, there are so many people right now who, they just want to clout chase, right? And it's catching up with people because people are realizing that actually, you know, I don't even know who I am, you know? So, what's happened right now on the planet is that a lot of people think, hey, I just want to be on TikTok and get famous, right? And that's cool. But you got to remind yourself that, what's fame if you don't know who you are, right? What's money if you don't know who you are? All of these things are empty, and people are going to find out that it's all a trap, right? And we've got to remind ourselves, like I told you, empires are collapsing. Empires are collapsing. This civilization is coming to an end as you know it. And that means a new beginning is being birthed. Now, some people might say, okay, you know, there's a force on the planet. Some people say a secret society. Some people say, like Ralph Smart, the inorganic ones. And absolutely, that force has always been around, and it's always going to be around because we're not the only ones. And this picture is just really a metaphor. You know, the people who really run the world don't look like that, deep divers. You can't even see them, right? But that kind of theory of reptiles running the planet is a useful tool because it goes back to ancient Sumeria. It goes back to the Anunnaki. It goes back to the Enuma Elish, everything that was written down there that, you know, some beings were on this planet and they actually need the life force of human beings to turn them into slaves. This is still happening. So you've got to remind yourself that humanity is in a galactic war, a spiritual war. And if you don't save your soul, it's going to be too late. Am I diving too deep, deep divers? What's up? I just came here to say happy lunar eclipse, deep divers. What's up? Smash that like button, share the video. How you feeling today? Smash that like button, share the video. Right? We've got to remind ourselves, you know, on a lighter note, powerful things are happening. Powerful things are happening. One of the things I'm seeing that's happening is that a lot of people are disconnecting from the matrix. A lot of people are disconnecting from the mainstream, and they're starting to create their own reality. Now, this is a positive thing, and this is what we want to move towards. I always tell you that the moment you can move towards your freedom is the moment that you will own your freedom, right? That's a slow motion. Deep divers, how you feeling today? Right? So we're in a powerful time right now. A lot of things happening. A lot of change happening. And we've got to remind ourselves, deep divers, that the future is what we make it today, right? The future is what we make it today. Hydration supreme in the house. You are appreciated. Just showing appreciation, Ralph. Hey, I appreciate that. You are appreciated, right? Gratitude, right? So how are you also feeling the energetic shifts on the planet, deep divers? Because one of the things I've noticed is that not just myself, other people have noticed, is that things seem very weird on the planet right now, right? And this is also a sign of things breaking down. This is also a sign of the end. You know, it seems like we got an avocado. That's a good sign. You know, a lot of people have been saying it feels weird. A lot of people have been saying that life feels weird. A lot of people have been saying that things don't seem like they used to seem. And it's because a lot of things are happening right now on the planet. You know, there is a force that really is trying to shut down everything that's human. You know, you've seen this Neuralink, Elon Musk. This is only the start of it. I told you, they want to turn a human being into a humanoid, into an android. But you don't hear me though. And this is the reason why it feels weird, because less and less people are human, right? More and more people are fusing with artificial intelligence. This is the reason why humanity is the last, right? There are only a few humans left, real humans left. And we have a job right now to protect our humanity. Let me shout out to Metaphysical Mike in the house. You are most definitely appreciated. We got an avocado. You are most definitely appreciated. Let me give you a round of applause, Mike. Thank you. Metaphysical Mike, shout out to you. I'm choosing to be kinder and more loving to myself because I didn't know all the self-sabotage patterns I absorbed from so many people growing up. That's real. That's real right there, because you see, so many of us, we absorb, just like Mike, you know, all of these self-sabotage patterns from other people growing up, right? And all of this energy from other people growing up that's not really serving us. You know, we've got to remind ourselves, we have to be kinder to ourselves. We got to love ourselves more, especially in these days and times, because huge energy shifts are happening all around the world. And it is because right now, so many people are like, gosh, it's almost like the time right now, I liken it to coming out of the deep sleep. You know, now people are waking up. And when you wake up, it's great. But also, when you wake up, you might have a shock, say, oh my gosh, what the hell was that about? Right? And this is where we are right now. This is the reason why it feels very weird on the planet, because people are now waking up. People are now waking up out of that deep sleep. And we're coming to face ourselves, right? And, you know, to top it off with this lunar eclipse, everything just coming together like that all at once. The energies are intense. What we really have to do right now is to slow down. Deep divers, what we really have to do right now is take time to heal ourselves. What we really have to do right now is be a force of positivity. You know, there are so many people right now who are beginning to see through the illusion of the Matrix. They're beginning to see that it's all smoke and mirrors. They're beginning to see that actually, just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, they're actually going behind the wizard's curtain. This is the reason why everything is shifting. Huge energy shifts are happening. It's because there are so many people who are going behind the curtain. This was never meant to happen. You were never supposed to know what was happening behind the scenes. And now it's laid bare for people to see. This is the reason why things are seeming very strange, because things aren't adding up. Things aren't only adding up, but you're seeing a lot more than you've ever seen. And it can be overwhelming. It's almost like finding out the tooth fairy isn't real, finding out Santa Claus is not real. For the first time as a child, that can be traumatizing. So you're saying it's just my mom putting some money under the pillow as a tooth fairy? Absolutely. It can be traumatizing. So you're saying it's my dad that buys the presents and not Santa Claus? Yes, that can be traumatizing. So same thing happening in the world when you realize that actually this whole thing is a stage. It's a big stage show. A lot of people, they go through a state of, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, right? And this is where you have to remind yourself there's healing to take place. A lot of us, we have to literally, meditate. We have to really remind ourselves that we're strong enough to get through anything because we're human. We also have to, there's a massive tug of war right now. A lot of people, they want to show you more doom and gloom. They want to show you violence. And this is the state of the world. It is what it is. There is another world where it's peace, love, and harmony, but that world is only accessible to those who've done the inner work. The reason why there's a lot of violence, a lot of chaos, a lot of buffoonery happening, that's because that's what the mainstream is vibrating on. And, the mainstream is what moves collective reality around. And therefore, if you want to influence that, you have to influence the mainstream. And shout out to everyone who's doing their own work. You got women who are doing their work, men who are doing their work, cat down the roads who are doing their work. Whatever work you have to do to help humanity is commendable, it's honorable, it's needed, because you see, that's the only way change is going to happen. It's never going to happen by itself. It's only going to happen with you doing what you're here to do. And what we're seeing right now, the good news is that we're at a point right now where so many people are doing something just for attention, right? And you're going to see more of this, but it's going to come to an end eventually. We're in a world right now where the more of a spectacle you are, the more people are going to watch you, right? This is the reason why they push shorts. You got YouTube shorts, you got TikTok shorts. It's because the concentration span is so low that you just need to capture someone's attention in 10 seconds. What this does is that it makes people act out of who they really are. And this is what you see all around the world. People have become caricatures of themselves, especially on TikTok. So what you have to do is to say, okay, I'm going to infiltrate that. And I'm going to show people it's okay to be myself. It's okay to be yourself. And this is how great change happens. With the moon, I always say a full moon is so powerful to do a ritual. I always say go for a walk on a full moon. You're going to find out things about yourself you've never actually known. Go for a walk on a full moon. You're going to hear things about yourself. You're going to see things about yourself you may not want to see, or you might want to see, because it's going to help you. And for so many people on this planet, they've been running away from themselves. They don't want to face reality. In other words, they don't want to face the moon. They don't want to face their shadow. They want to run and act a fool and act like nothing else is happening. But it's going to catch up with them. And this is the time we're in right now. Things are catching up with humanity. Everything is coming full circle. And this is the reason why you got to prepare yourself now for a whole new world, because things that you did in the past are going to catch up with you. If you ate junk food all day, you better see a doctor right now. But if you were eating superfoods, raising the frequency, you can really relax and say, you know what? I'm giving my body the best head start. We're in this kind of time right now. It's an exciting time as well to be alive right now, because a lot of people are realizing that actually they want to be free. They definitely want to be free. And we have to remind ourselves that this is the secret to be as free as you can right now. One of the things that you have to remind yourself of is that, when you take a look around the world, deep divers, you're going to see news outlets like CNN, ABC, MSNBC, all of these news stations. But what you always find is that they never tell you how to heal yourself. They never tell you how to become your greatest version. They never tell you how to eat to live. What they're going to give you is sensationalism. And this is what humanity has become hypnotized by: fear and chaos. And you have to remind yourself it's a trap. The more you focus on the doomsday without solutions, the more you will live there. So like I told you, with that shooting in Moscow, when I saw it, I said, okay, more of these things are going to continue to happen. You know why? Because humanity has to heal itself. And you have to realize that something small happening can have a massive effect. How was World War I started? It was started because Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in Serbia, right? Something like that. And then this whole thing blew up into World War I. So when you remind yourself that something small can actually affect everything, this is why I always tell you, pay attention to what's happening and also protect your energy. We've got to remind ourselves that, yes, there is a force on the planet that has been controlling people for so long, and the time is up. Their time is up. But they want to take as many souls down with them as possible. Right now, it's a battle for the hearts and minds of the people. Right? Okay, it was Sarajevo? Okay, right. Thanks for the correction, right? So right now it's a battle for the hearts and minds of the people. And you have to really remind yourself that I believe humans can win, most definitely. But I also know that we're up against a big challenge. Right now, technology is becoming very addictive, very seductive, and very hypnotizing. And we've got to remind ourselves that what you're seeing is that with more technology, you're having a lack of humanity. There's a correlation. Studies have shown that with the rise of technology, you're having less humanity. You're having more people who don't really care about anybody else. They'll rather just be in the Apple Vision Pro Plus, right? They'll just rather be in the VR headset, ignore everyone else. And you got to remind yourself that you don't want to alienate yourself with technology. You don't want to alienate yourself from other people because of technology. One of the practices I always practice is that, I turn my phone off. A lot. I turn it off. Sometimes during the day, I just switch my phone off, and it gives you a whole new lease of life. It's almost as if your phone is tapped into your energy. And that's why I always tell you that, with the iPhones, when you can't take the battery out, it's always on. Your phone is always on. And therefore, you have to literally put your phone in another room, leave the phone at home, go out and see how you feel. Because you see, if you create this dependency on technology, what happens when you no longer have it? Because everything they've been telling you, and these are the huge shifts which are happening, that solar flares are increasing, that you're having social media blackouts, okay? And wasn't Facebook down a few weeks ago? Instagram down a few weeks ago? People were panicking. Well, that was only a test, because in Leave the World Behind, they were showing you what was coming. They were showing you that, hey, get ready for internet blackouts. Get ready for the whole grid going down. And that's why I always tell you, if you can't survive without your mobile phone, you're going to be in big trouble, because once they shut the whole networks off, even in America, AT&T was down. AT&T was down, and you're going to have to get ready for more of that. And if you can, be free, you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep, everyone who's raising the frequency. Let me shout out to Nicholas K. Nicholas K, you are most definitely appreciated. One love, Ralph, and all the deep divers. Keep the vibes high, and remember to do something today that you can thank yourself for tomorrow. I am a model and would love to be part of the model creation. Hey, Nicholas K, you are appreciated. I appreciate that. Once again, Infinite Waters model open to men and women, and even cats down the road. Shout out to Nicholas K. Absolutely, we have to keep the vibes high, and we have to spread positivity. Once again, I told you, we're in a time right now where because of people's anger, because people are so angry, because people are so disconnected, it's the innocent people that suffer. And we have to remind ourselves, even in all around the world, it's the innocent people that suffer. In the Congo, it's the innocent people that suffer. In Ukraine, it's the soldiers, innocent soldiers, right? Young people get blown up to pieces. Same thing in Moscow, in the concert. Innocent people enjoying a concert get their lives taken away from them. It's the innocent people who are minding their business, and you get caught up in someone else's anger. This is why I told you that the world is not separate. You can't think that you're just by yourself. No, everything is connected. If someone is very angry, you have to be careful you don't run into their anger, because it's going to affect you. Shout out to everyone who's here. Let me shout out to the amazing, magnificent, eternal abundance. That's a phenomenal name, by the way. If I didn't name myself Infinite Waters, it would be Eternal Abundance. I love that name. Thank you. Hey, you are appreciated. Thank you, all of you. You're far too kind. Let me give you a round of applause.
Down the Mongo.
Eternal Abundance, you're most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. And we have to, just with that name, I'm getting inspired already. We've got to remind ourselves to connect back to eternal abundance. We've got to remind ourselves that actually what creates these conditions on the planet that's not serving us, it's because people are in a state of lack. People are in scarcity mode. In fact, when they were asking some of the people who did that atrocity in Moscow, why did you do it? They said because someone offered them $1 million or something like that, right? So it's amazing that people are going to kill other innocent people just for money. They have no morals, no values, no principles. And this is the reason why you have to already come from a place of abundance, eternal abundance, and therefore your soul can't be bought. You won't do dumb things like that, right? So we're in a powerful time right now, deep dives. We're also in a tense time. And we're in a time right now where we need to bring in the real. We have to bring in the real. We have to bring in the truth. We have to bring in the light. We have to bring in the freedom. Don't get it twisted. Truth be told, deep divers, and a lot of people know this, that we actually, a real human being really is a masterpiece, and we're spiritual beings first and foremost. The truth is, a lot of this technology was actually handed down to humanity by the archons, right? The Gnostics talked of the archons. It was handed down to humanity by the archons, and they realized that see, their world is the artificial world. Their world is the digital world. The internet, all of these devices, they gave it to humanity a long time ago. And this is how they actually control humanity. And that's why I told you, there's a force even on the internet that has tried to suppress information, has tried to censor information, because it wants to control everything. And this is the reason why you have to outsmart the algorithm. When I first started making videos, even on YouTube, positivity was going viral. I was just saying, hey, let's breathe in the good ass prana, baby. 5 million views, 6 million views. And all of a sudden, the inorganic ones realized the awakening was too strong. And they wanted to stop the spread of positivity on the internet. And that's what's happened. However, we are now getting smarter than the algorithm, and we all have to get smarter than the algorithm to remind ourselves that fear doesn't have to go viral. We can make positivity go viral again. We can make love go viral again. We can make someone's graduation go viral again. We can make a wedding go viral again. It doesn't have to always be bad news, war, people getting their lives taken, all of these crazy things happening to go viral, right? Because we got to change the rhythm and the vibration of the planet by actually reminding ourselves what kind of world we want to live in. When I take a look around and I see a lot of people are now starting to wake up, a lot of people are now starting to get it, a lot of people are now starting to tune in. And that's what we got to do right now. We got to tune in, especially during these huge energy shifts. We got to tune in. This is where our power lies, right? How many days are you spending tuning in of the week? Once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? You got to ask yourself this. How many times am I taking time to go out into the heart of nature a week? Some people don't even get a day to do anything they want to do. Some people, their whole entire day is a slave job and stress and traffic, and that's it. And this is the reason why a lot of people are creating chaos, because they're not happy with the lives they're living. And we got to remind ourselves to get happy with the lives we're living. Oh, we got a Hermes Trismegistus. I love that name. Hi, Ralphie. Been following you every day since 2014. You are a gift to me and the world. Our gratitude to you. By the way, we are still waiting for the video on the inorganic ones. Thank you. Be blessed. Hey, I got that video. I actually recorded that video. Hermes Trismegistus. I never put it out. I'm going to put it out at the right time. Oh, that video, you're going to love it. And that video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, deep dive, it's a video. Who are the inorganic ones? Oh my gosh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. There are a few videos which I said, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should put it out or not. We were really diving deep, right? I'm going to put it out, Hermes Trismegistus. You're going to love it, right? I'll definitely put it out. But we're in a powerful time right now. Once again, deep divers, hit that like button, share the video. Hit that, and every time you hit the like button, the video, this is how you can actually control the algorithm, just by hitting the like button. Hit the like button and get this into the algorithm so more people can see this and choose humanity over this artificial insanity. One of the things I spoke of is how digital IDs are coming into existence. They're already here in Australia. and some other countries, right? They have a digital ID. And this is where things are moving towards. Everything is digital. Now, that seems cool, but actually, what happens when they lock you out of the mainframe? You're stuck. I told you. A few weeks ago, I was trying to use my debit card, and in the supermarket, access denied. I said, what's going on here? I had to call the bank. What's going on here? They said, okay, you got to come into the branch. We got to verify you. So I said, what on earth is happening? And it kind of gave me a weird glimpse into the future of a digital ID where everything, you know, they can just shut down your whole card digitally. And now you're stuck, right? So we've got to be mindful of saying, okay, it's time for us to take back our power. You know, Revelation 13:16-17, it says, and he causeth all, both rich and poor, free and slave, young and old, to receive a mark on their right hand and on their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell unless he has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. The mark of the beast is nothing more than the Neuralink, right? You don't have to be religious, but in all cultures, they talk about a mark. They talk about a mark of the inorganic ones, and that mark is a mark of the Neuralink, where the AI is literally embedded inside of your skull or anywhere, right? So you have to be aware that we're in this kind of time right now where you really have to be on the quest for freedom. And shout out to everyone who's doing that. Everyone who's saying, you know what, I'm going to go to Bali. You know what, I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to be as free as I can, because this is the last chance. This is the last chance to get as free as you can. You know, I told you that, you know, back in 2012, 2013, you had other people, chosen ones, coming back to tell you what time it was. Shout out to Soul Illuminati, right? Shout out to other people who are doing the work. Spirit Science. You know, Billy Carson. Shout out to Billy Carson, right? 19 Keys. You know, you had people coming to tell you to wake up. And it's because humanity is being swapped. It's being replaced by something totally different. People are actually transforming. And it's your children who are going to be androids. Your children are going to be humanoids if you don't do anything about what's happening. Oh, deep divers, we're diving deep. Oh, deep divers, shout out to everyone who's here. Let me shout out to Devin. You are most definitely appreciated. Every time you upload or go live, my frequency gets stronger. It's like my authentic self is breaking out from inside of me. Hey, I appreciate that, Devin. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to raise the frequency. I'm here to remind you. I'm here to remind you that we're in a time right now where, once again, learn how to use this technology. Because if you do, you can actually outsmart the algorithm. You can actually be a voice. And that's what you want to be right now on the planet. You want to be a voice. You want to remind yourself that you are a somebody. Because if you don't do anything, someone is going to do everything. And if you say, hey, well, I'm just going to be quiet and ignore the world, well, don't complain when the world goes to hell. Don't complain when the world is in flames, because you see, we're in a time right now where you got to do something. Everybody has to do something, because with that force of negativity, you have to counteract it with a force of positivity. When there's a lot of chaos happening in the world, you going to bed early is not going to help the world. You got to wake up, get out of bed and say, okay, what is it I can do to make it better? Right? And that's what you have to do, because ignoring the world, singing Kumbaya is not going to change anything. Only action changes everything. So you have to ask yourself every single day, what activity can I do to raise the collective vibration of the planet? What activity can I do every single day to make the world more harmonious? If you're an artist, draw more. If you're a musician, create more music. If you're a doctor, heal more people. If you're a chef, bring Ralph Smart some grapes. Right? That's what you got to do, right? Everyone's got to do so. If you're a dancer, dance more, because the world needs some inspiration right now. You know, people are starving out here. Take a look at what's happening with Gaza. You know, Israel and Gaza situation is crazy. Especially Gaza, a lot of people have lost homes, lost everything. Now, you might say that's got nothing to do with me, but once again, it does, because everything is connected. This is the reason why we've all got to make the world a better place. Let me shout out to the wonderful, amazing David Tomes. You are most definitely appreciated. David, thank you so much. Invest in your dreams today. Hey, I love that. Let me give you a round of applause. Thank you so much, David. David Tomes, you are most definitely appreciated. Invest in your dreams today. Absolutely. That's what we've got to do every single day. Make sure you are investing in your dreams. Make sure you're realizing that actually, dreams cost something. You know, dreams aren't free. You're going to have to invest in them. Even if you want to do something, you're going to need resources. You're going to need a financial bank balance to help you out. So remind yourself to invest in your dreams today, just like David said. Thank you so much, David. You're appreciated. Happy Lunar Eclipse, deep divers. Can you feel the shift? Huge shifts are happening all around the world. Prepare yourself now for a whole new world. So you've got to remind yourself, deep divers, that the world that we're in right now is changing at a supersonic speed. And I told you, things are happening at the same time. You know, you've got different periods of humanity, right? So you've had, when we talk of the Industrial Revolution, that was the big change. But this is the new Industrial Revolution. The digital age is something humanity has never experienced. This TikTok, this Snapchat, this social media, it's changed everything. The internet is the whole new world, and it's crazy because things are moving very fast, and if you're not balancing yourself, you're going to have more anxiety. That's why I always say, take a break, go on holiday, take a break, connect with yourself, take a break, meditate. Don't hate meditate, deep divers. Don't hate meditate, deep divers. Rosie Sky in the house. Shout out to you, Rosie. You're most definitely appreciated. Rosie Sky saying, sending love frequencies from the desert. Which desert, Rosie? I've been soaking in natural hot spring waters since Friday. Oh my gosh, here we go. I love it. I woke up to a raven tapping on my window this morning. Can you talk about animal messengers? Ooh, I love that. Let me give you a round of applause for being so awesome, Rosie Sky.
Dom DeMarco.
So Rosie Sky, once again, sending love frequencies from the desert. I've been soaking in natural hot spring water since Friday. Lucky for some. I woke up to a raven tapping on my window this morning. Can you talk about animal messengers? Absolutely. Because you see, when you remind yourself, deep divers, especially Native American culture, you know, the Navajos, the Hopi tribes, all around, the Native American traditions, and the indigenous African traditions all around Africa, they talk about how animals are here to teach humanity. You know, sometimes deep divers ever look at a bird and think, gosh, they're so cool, they're just flying so high. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to be that, right? We sometimes think that we're the be all and end all. Human beings are more advanced than animals, when in actuality, a bird doesn't need to build a house. A bird has everything it needs and is self-sustainable. Just think about what I just said. You know, sometimes there's foxes around, and every time I see a fox, I'm like, gosh, this is amazing, because foxes are so intelligent. And if it's freezing cold, sometimes we ask ourselves, how on earth is the fox able to survive? Yet its fur protects it, right? And when it's too hot, there's a weird chemical reaction and it's able to survive intense heat and super cold. So you realize that animals are great masters. The cat down the road is a great master. Cats have 9 lives, right? You have to remind yourself that an animal is not who we think an animal is. Animals are teachers. Elephants are so intelligent. Dolphins are even more intelligent than human beings. They can communicate with ultrasound thousands of miles away to another dolphin. Even goats have dialect. Do you know that goats have dialect, deep divers? Do you know what I just said? I said goats have dialect. So you got to remind yourself that humble yourself in the presence of animals. You know, really remind yourself that animals can teach you a lot about life. They can teach you a lot about self-sustainability. And, you know, don't just think that an animal is just below you. You know, I'm always, when I see an animal like an elephant, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. When I see when I see like a whale, I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Anna, you are appreciated. Anna Garcis, I love this channel. Thank you, Ralph. Hey, I appreciate that, Anna. You are most definitely appreciated. So animals, deep divers, are teachers. What do you think about that? Do you have an animal? Do you communicate with your animal? You know, I have the cat down the road. People are like, what about the dog down the road, Ralph? Let me tell you this. I love dogs. You know, I was born in London. Parents from Sierra Leone, and there were dogs. I went to Sierra Leone for 1 year, and there were dogs. And I actually love dogs. I love dogs as well. And one thing you learn about dogs is that, and this is what someone had told me one time, that, you know, dogs are very loyal, you know, and they actually are connected to you, you know, and, you know, this is how you know that actually, you know, this universe is amazing, because it's given us a wide variety of life forms with sentient intelligence, right? So that was a great question about animal messengers. Deep divers, how you feeling today? Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Let's get this into the algorithm. Like I told you, happy full moon, lunar eclipse, huge shifts are happening all around the world. Prepare yourself now for everything that's coming, the whole new world. So like I told you, big stories have been happening in the world. You had things happening in Moscow, the shooting happening there. And I always say, let's send good energy to the innocent people who lost their lives there and the families of those people. The royal family has been in the news. Okay, you had Charles who had cancer, and then Kate who had cancer. All of these things happening, very strange, very bizarre. What's going on? And once again, to anybody who has cancer, let's send them healing. That's what they need. And I did say that, just imagine if humanity had put its thinking cap on to say, you know what, we're going to solve, we're going to get a cure for cancer. Instead of the trillions of dollars they spend on war, just imagine if they spent that on finding cures for diseases. That's a slow motion. Instead of the trillions they spend on war, because the universe is so intelligent, you know, when you remind yourself that the ancients knew that there was a herb to heal every single disease. You know, back in ancient times, people lived to 900 years, 1,000 years. You even hear this in the Bible, all of these long ages, right? In ancient texts, people lived really long, and there weren't any diseases like they are now. Now, it's like there's so many diseases happening because it seems like something is wrong with the way we're living. You know, there's a great book called Lights Out, talked about how since the onset of modern electricity, it caused even a lot of mental disorders and all of that, because you see, animals, as soon as it's dark, there's no lights, there's no artificial lights, the lights are off, right? When you switch that light on, as soon as you come home, it resets your brain into thinking it's daytime again, and eventually it shortens your telomeres. You know, short telomeres produce aging. And we've got to remind ourselves that, you know, once upon a time, human beings were a lot stronger than they are right now, because they were in nature, they were meditating, they were healing themselves. And this is where we have to go back to. You know, this is what we can take from everything that's happening in the world, that we need to slow down. We can also remind ourselves that something is not adding up, because you see, the stage play is still happening. You know, there was always a force on this planet which was designed to keep people fast asleep. You know, these people employed celebrities to kind of do their dirty work, and a celebrity's role in the Matrix is specifically to entertain. That's all, just to entertain, but not talk about the truth. You know, and this is where people have really got messed up. They've looked for celebrities to save them, not realizing that celebrities in the Matrix aren't paid to save you. They have no interest in helping you find out who you are. Their only job is to distract you. So the Kim Kardashians of the world, all of these people are distractions, and you got to focus on yourself. And this is how you can really free yourself and become your greatest version. Because I told you, it's a big joke, it's a big show, and you have to have the last laugh, otherwise you're going to get played out here. Deep divers, how you feeling today? The cat down the road loves you, and it's a beautiful day. Look, you know, the moon on this powerful lunar eclipse, you know, I always go live on a lunar eclipse on a full moon. You know, a lot of things are coming up in people. And can you hold it? You know, can you hold everything that's coming up from your shadow? You know, this is what we have to really ask ourselves on this full moon. There's a lot that's coming up, and this is why it feels very heavy as well. It's not just things that are happening out there, it's also things that are going on in here. The chickens are coming home to roost. A lot of people are now facing themselves, that everything they were trying to hide is now coming out, and it's happening even in my journey. But what I'm able to do is to hold the space. I'm able to hold that energy. I'm able to allow it in, to say, okay, I'm not afraid of what's coming up. And this is how you can really heal yourself and move forward. Anything that's coming up inside of you, you want to be able to not push it away and actually embrace it. This is Shadow Work 101. Anything that's coming up right now, hold it, let it in, welcome it, and say, okay, let me learn what the universe wants me to learn. Let me not just try and sweep it under the rug, but let me pay attention to what's coming up, because this is going to help me become my greatest version. You know, a lot of people are trying to numb themselves and not face what's actually coming up. They drink themselves to death, take drugs, all kind of things, and it only is still there until one day it's going to explode, right? So we got a choice. We can wait till everything just snaps and explodes, or we can actually prevent that by doing the inner work. we're in a powerful time right now. And we've got to remind ourselves that we've not, we must not let the narratives out there dictate who we are. Because you see, once again, everything out there is really distracting you from who you really are. Once again, I told you, the news stations, ABC, Fox News, all of these corporations, they're all owned by the same corporation. And this is where you remind yourself that there's only one energy in the matrix that's controlling it. And you got to break free of that. It's all connected. Because if you notice news stories, something happening in Rolling Stone is going to be the exact same thing they say in the BBC, same thing in Fox News, same thing as CNN. It's all the same thing. There's not an alternative view. This is how you know that whoever owns these news corporations is owned by the same group of people. It's owned by the same Dracos, right? And that's the reason why you can't believe everything you read, because it's all been bought and paid for. And we're in a time right now where you have to, take a listen to independent researchers. Do your own research. Find out the truth for yourself, because this is how you can really free yourself. We're in a powerful time right now where a lot of people, once again, once you take that first step in just coming out into nature and, tapping in, tuning in, great things happen. Great things happen. So, we've got to remind ourselves that, I don't believe that there's another human being more powerful than me. And you should never believe there's someone out there more powerful than you. You've got to remind yourself that people are people. One thing about humanity is that everybody bleeds red. A lot of people think that people in the royal family are reptiles. I don't believe that. I believe that is way bigger than anything you see. And you have to remind yourself that people are people. Don't externalize your power. Just realize there's a higher power, more powerful than anything you see. And don't be afraid of anybody. And as well, because even what happened with Kate Middleton, just because she's a public figure, she doesn't have to tell you what's going on with her health. She's not obligated to do that. But this is what happens in the Matrix. Once you are in that public limelight, the public feel they own you. You got to remind yourself, these people are just people. No different from you and I. So you got to stop thinking that these people are gods. These people are just human beings. They need help. Probably more help than you, right? We're in a powerful time right now on the planet. And, we're really being called to slow down. We're really being called to do the inner work that needs to be done. One of the biggest things I've been seeing is that, and this is a challenge for all of you out there, because you see, we're in a time right now where it's what I call the, oh my gosh, did you see that? This is the era we're in right now. We're in the era of, oh my gosh, did you see that? And what you have to do is to create something that can go on TikTok that can actually get people to think in a different way. This is your challenge, deep divers, right? Because they're doing it with ignorance. Why don't you do it with positivity? Because you can use that same force, but make it positive. And this is where the whole game changes. So remind yourself that in actuality, the higher frequency is always the better frequency, the frequency that's really going to heal people. And it's your challenge to say, okay, how can I move that into the collective consciousness? Right? And you're going to have to be a wizard. You're going to have to be a magician, because you're up against a whole lot. And this is really going to help people. When you can say, okay, I'm going to make a TikTok video, but it's going to be inspirational, but it's going to be even more powerful than the low vibrational stuff out there. This is where everything changes, because you got to remind yourself, a lot of the young people, the young ones, that's all they know. All they know is social media. So how are you going to reach them? You have to be able to talk their language. You're going to have to be able to talk their language, right? So we're in a powerful time right now, deep divers. Powerful time. How you feeling today, deep divers? Let's raise the frequency. Let's raise the frequency. Let's raise the vibration. Smash that like button, share the video. Top of the first hour. We've just been talking non-stop, deep divers. I think we need to take a water break. Right? And what's been on your mind, deep divers? You know, what's been on your mind? What have you been dealing with on your own journey? That's why I do these streams, because I want to know what you've been going through. I want to know what you've been dealing with. Let me shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie, you are most definitely appreciated. Number one fan, I appreciate you. Let me give you a round of applause for being so awesome. Stephanie, you are appreciated. I appreciate you, Stephanie. So, you know, we're in a powerful time right now. And like I told you, you're going to start to see more things intensify on the planet. If you thought a lot of things were happening, you haven't seen anything yet. And this is the reason why you want to protect your energy. You want to realize that already you've had internet blackouts. You've had Facebook going down, Instagram going down. Are you prepared for the next one? Are you prepared for one that lasts a few days? And you're going to have to remind yourself that, you know, the world doesn't have to be like this. But don't be afraid to face reality. The reality is humanity has messed up the world. And the reality is it's going to take a whole lot of work to put it back in order. And it's a challenge for humanity. It's a big challenge for humanity, because once again, things are happening very quickly. People are changing genetically. Their biology is changing. Humanity is fusing with artificial intelligence. My good friend Aaron Franz wrote a book called The Age of Transitions. And Ray Kurzweil just said he expects a singularity by 2029. What am I talking about? So Ray Kurzweil is a futurist, right? Ray Kurzweil was the director of engineering at Google. And he was one who predicted that actually by 2050, artificial intelligence would be as smart as human beings. He's now saying actually it's by 2029, and that's, you know, being modest. 2029, that you're going to see an AI takeover. Already, what does this mean? Your job is going to be replaced with AI. This is the reason why you should pay attention, because you may not even have a job. AI could take over. Look what's happened to people in supermarkets. There's no people at the till anymore. It's just self-service. And you want to make sure that you're saying, AI, back up. Because you don't want AI to replace you. You know, I had showed you a video of a woman talking, and it wasn't even her, it was her digital avatar. And this is a spooky look into the future, where you can have you can upload your picture, and it can just clone your face and just talk like you, and people might think it's you. So you got to pay attention to what's happening, because huge energy shifts are happening. Deep divers, let's raise the frequency. Smash that like button if you support the real. Smash that like button if you support the real. And we can really raise the frequency, because that's what we're here to do. Let's go 80s.
I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. It's a choice. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the spoon.
We got to become the spoon, right? Powerful. Right now, deep divers, we're in a powerful time. Full moon, lunar eclipse, beautiful, just saw it, and huge energy shifts are happening. Prepare yourself now for a whole new world. Look, a lot of people can feel the shift. A lot of people can feel things seem very weird. The energy is weird, and we're in a time right now where you don't want to get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Get caught in a place where you're not really meant to be. We're in that kind of time right now. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. Deep divers, how you feeling today? And what do you feel that needs to be talked about? What do you think that needs to be spoken about? Pappy Black Lotus, you are appreciated. Pappy Black Lotus, shout out to you. Humanity has been lost for ages. I'm questioning what will break this cycle. Gratitude. I intend to attribute towards that goal. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, humanity has been lost for ages. I'm questioning what will break this cycle. Gratitude. I intend to attribute towards that goal. You got to remind yourself that humanity has been lost. But it's also been manipulated. There are forces on the planet who just like human beings have to eat, they've got to eat. I always tell you, humanity is a food source for someone else. And the more you dive into it, you realize that, fear is being harvested. And this is how they eat. This is how they survive. This is how they live. They need your fear, and they need a lot of it. So to break the cycle will only mean that you're no longer a food source. And how do you not become a food source? You're not vibrating on a low frequency. You're elevating, raising your frequency, raising your vibration. And that's how you break the cycle. Deep divers, on this powerful full moon, on a lighter note, there are certain affirmations I always do on a full moon. Once again, I said, I am the two most powerful words in the universe, because whatever you put after that is what you become. So some I am full moon affirmations. Let me go through them with you, deep divers. So I always say this: I am attracting everything that's going to help me become my greatest version. Right? You can always say that. I said, I am attracting everything that's going to help me become my greatest version. I am protected. I am protected. That's a huge one, right? How many of you out there think that actually I'm not protected? I always say I am protected, right? I am trusting the universe to send the right people into my life at the right time to help me evolve on my journey, right? That's huge. I am trusting the universe to send the right people into my life at the right time to help me evolve on my journey. One of the biggest things is that a lot of people aren't asking for the right people to be sent into their lives. They end up with some funky ass people. The cat down the road wants to know why, right? And it's because, you've never actually held a meditation to say, I want to ask the universe for the right people to be sent into my life. The true ones, the real ones. And once you can say that, great things happen. Infinite Heaven, shout out to you. I love that name. Shout out to Infinite Heaven saying, greetings from Greece, Ralph. Thank you for all the guidance, support, and inspiration. Love and can. Inspiration, love. What is your opinion about parasites? 1050 hertz and meditation. Also wanted to ask you if Jesus Christ took flesh with respect. Wow, that's a lot of questions. You are appreciated. Shout out to you. Like I always say, with parasites, once again, parasites have to live. They've got to survive. And parasites exist to feed off the host. And you have to remind yourself that they're out there. And you got to protect yourself from that. So deep divers, some more I am affirmations is, I say I am financial freedom. This is huge. Once again, for a small piece of paper, it sure does carry a lot of weight. A lot of people sell their bodies for money, sell their souls for money, they sell their mind for money, right? So when you can actually say I am financial freedom, you can start to attract it into your life. That's what I always say. On this full moon affirmation, what else am I saying? I am health. I am healed. Louise Hay, has that saying, right? I am healed. We are healers, right? And that's so powerful because, I've been making videos a little while, deep divers, and somehow, some way, I'm still here. And it's only because I always say I am health, I am healed. You've got to remind yourself that, healing is a lifelong process. You got to remind yourself that healing takes time. Every single day, ask yourself, am I sun gazing? Am I practicing hydromancy? Am I taking time to do some yoga, meditation, get my body right? Because if you don't do that, the body is going to have all kinds of problems. You know, if you imagine a Rolls Royce car, you know, if you got a Rolls Royce, you got to take care of that thing. You got to service it. Even your own car, you got to service your car every year. If you don't service it, the tires start to wear out, the engine starts to go down, things start to happen, and you're far more powerful than a car. So what makes you think you don't have to service your body? That's a slow motion. What makes you think you don't have to take yourself to the service center? If you imagine that things need to be recharged, your mobile phone has to be recharged for a reason, because the battery is going to run out. What makes you think that you don't have to recharge? That's just a question. You know, human beings live life like they don't have to recharge or follow the rules of the universe. The rules of the universe is that you got to recharge. You got to go to the service center. Even birds, there's a time when they got to chill. Stay in the nest. So you got to remind yourself that there are certain times where you're going to have to go to the service center to say, hey, you know what? Let me go back to the service center right now. Let me fix up myself. Maybe I need to go to the gym more. Maybe I need to sort out my diet. Because if you don't do these things, you know, it's going to catch up with you. Oh, it's going to catch up. Deep Divers, how you feeling today? Shout out to all of you. You are appreciated. It feels so good to be back, Deep Divers. I'm back. Fantasy Flower Child. Let me say a big shout out to Fantasy Flower Child. You're always supporting Infinite Waters. You know, Fantasy Flower Child, I just want to say a big thank you to you for always supporting this channel, because you're truly appreciated. I always see you in the comment section. Let me give you a Don DeMarco and a round of applause for being so awesome.
Dom DeMarco.
Okay, Fancy Flower Child is saying, I have a manager in the workplace that is targeting me. What can I do to workplace bullies? That's a great question. Once again, I have a manager in the workplace that is targeting me. What can I do to workplace bullies? That's a fantastic question. Let me tell you this, that there was a time when I had someone who wanted to try it. I had someone who wanted to try it with me at work. They wanted to try and bully me, but it wasn't happening because I had the cat down the road as my bodyguard. Deep Divers, look. First and foremost, you have to learn how to use your voice. You know, a lot of people don't realize that your voice is a very powerful weapon. And if you have a bully at the workplace, you want to say one word, and you want to look them in the eyes when you tell them this. And that word is stop. Oh my gosh. It's going to send shivers down their spine. All you have to do, Fancy Flower Child, anytime you're around a bully at work, look them straight in the eyes and say stop. And they're going to be shook. They won't know what hit them. The reason why a lot of bullies are bullies is because nobody tells them no. Nobody says stop. And if you don't use your voice, they're going to continue to do what they do. You know, one thing that makes bullies scared is standing up to them. And I'm someone who, you know, I'm a kind of person, Deep Divers. At school, I was always standing up for people who were getting bullied. I was never bullied because I didn't take that crap. I got a big mouth and I'm willing to fight. But I would see people getting bullied and I would go to the bully saying, hey, stop. What are you doing? And they would say, what are you going to do? I say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And all of a sudden they'd just stop. Because you see, bullies are cowards. This is the reason why they bully other people, because they don't have a backbone. But you're going to have to face a bully to stop a bully. If you don't stand up to the bully the bully is going to continue to bully. So this is the reason why, Fancy Flower Child, you're going to have to get courageous. You're going to have to be like the lion and face the bully eye to eye, or the bullies, and say, you know, stop. Because you see, people, and this is how bullies work. Bullies work with other bullies. You know, I made a video about a girl who was in Mexico, Shaniqua. And she was actually murdered by her friends. Not friends at all, but she was bullied, and you know, it was terrible, right? But this is how bullies work. They get spurred on by other bullies, and you have to press pause. You have to tell them stop, and you have to set up boundaries. You know, set up boundaries today to say, okay, you know, don't cross this line. Bullies work on fear. If they can see that you're afraid, it empowers them. Fear empowers bullies. You standing up for yourself intimidates them. And that's what you have to do today. Fancy Flower Child, when you go into work tomorrow, I want you to say stop. I want you to look the bullies in the eye and say stop. Because they're going to stop. Tell them Ralph Smart is coming after you. Tell them Ralph Smart is coming after you. They better beware. You know, sometimes I would always say, I wish a bully would. I wish a bully would try it on me at work, because the thing is, they're gonna be put right back into their place, because I don't take crap from anybody. I'm someone who's very calm, but I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for someone to test me. Then you're really gonna see the fire come out. You're really gonna see infinite waters turn into a tsunami, right? So you got to remind yourself that don't take crap from anybody, because bullies aren't only in the workplace, they're at home, they're in public, and it's all about you learning how to stand up for yourself. But once again, Fancy Flower Child, if they do try to bully you, just say stop, right? Shout out to you. Great question. Deep divers, right? So the full moon energy is here. Huge shifts are happening all around the world. Prepare yourself now for a whole new world. So once again, you know, we have to be strong right now. You know, someone talking about bullying. A lot of people feel bullied by this entire system. And you're going to have to be strong to stand up for yourself. Because once again, don't take crap from anybody. You know your worth, know your value. You know, one of the things that we have to pay attention to right now is that, you know, a lot of people are going through it. You know, a lot of people are going through a whole lot, and the world is not slowing down. And the world is just go, go, go. So whenever things are happening like this, you have to pull yourself out of the rat race and, you know, take that me time, take that meditation time, take that time with yourself in the heart of nature, because you have to recharge. You have to realize that a lot of people are lost out there, and humanity is just going very quickly, but it's not going anywhere. So what I liken it to, a hamster on a wheel going round and around, but you're not getting anywhere. You're still in a cage. And this is how 95% of people live their lives. So we all have to right now, you know, ask ourselves, are we on that hamster wheel, or are we getting off it? I got off it a long time ago, deep divers. I haven't looked back since. That's the reason why I'm reversing aging. People say, gosh, Ralph, you look younger now than you did 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And I tell them it's because I woke up like this. All magical and fly. Deep divers, how you feeling today? Huge energy shifts are here. You know, one of the things we have to remind ourselves of as well is that you know, I see certain websites around the internet, right, who they just post videos, and these videos are disturbing. And I'm like, okay, this is public consumption, right? And these videos are trending, and it always amazes me, like the bad videos, the negative videos, the violent videos are the ones which are getting shared on social media. And what I love to do is to say, you know what, I'm not going to even watch that video. I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm going to promote something that's more positive, right? And this is how we can kind of change the energy dynamic of everything around us. Deep diver, shout out to everyone who's here. Smash that like button, share the video. Smash that like button, share the video. And I hope all of you are taking care of yourself. What's up, deep divers? Let me shout out to Bruno. Bruno, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Your words are valued and appreciated. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You gave me an avocado we can eat. That's good. We haven't had breakfast, Bruno. What are we going to do about this? Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. The amazing, incredible Studio H in the house. Shout out to you, Studio H. You're most definitely appreciated. Big appreciation for your beautiful wisdoms throughout this live, Ralph. How can we balance our emotions with all the seasons in our lives? One love. That's a phenomenal question. Phenomenal question. Let me give you a round of applause for that. Phenomenal question. So once again, big appreciation for your beautiful wisdoms throughout this live, Ralph. How can we balance our emotions with all the seasons of our lives? That's a great question. One of the ways we balance our emotions is by realizing that it's okay to have any emotion. It's okay to experience any emotion. You know, one of the things that a lot of people do is try and suppress emotions. That's a recipe for disaster, which only leads to depression and anxiety. You want to remind yourself to balance your energies, to balance your emotions with all the seasons of our lives. If you're going through a terrible, terrible, terrible day, allow yourself to feel terrible. You know, a lot of people don't do this. What they do is that they say, okay, I'm okay, I'm fine. This is what people tell you. When they're going through a lot of emotions, people say, I'm fine. I'm okay, I'm great. And this is the reason why it messes you up in the long run, because you're not honest. You know, anytime you're not honest with your emotions, it's going to bite you in the ass. So if you want to balance your emotions, Studio H, with all the seasons of your life, if you feel a certain way, even anger, express the anger and let the emotion come out without shame or guilt. You have to be honest with your emotions. If you're feeling tired, say, I'm very tired right now. Emotionally, I'm not up to it. Because the more honest you are with your emotions, the more you can actually embrace your authenticity. What happens when people say I'm fine when they're not is that they become a caricature of themselves. They trick themselves. And so many people do this. They tell you, I'm fine. But deep down, they're angry. Deep down, they're hurting. Deep down, they're in pain. They're lying to themselves. So their emotions become unbalanced because they're lying to themselves. So you have to realize anybody who tells you they're fine is lying, because fine means fearful, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. So instead of saying I'm fine, get to the root cause of how you're actually feeling. Can we get a slow motion? Slow motion. Phenomenal question. So, we got to do this. Sometimes I'm feeling tired. Sometimes I'm feeling great. Sometimes we go through a whole roller coaster of emotions, and we have to realize this is healthy. This is what it means to be human. It means to really experience a wide variety of different emotions based on where we are in our lives and the season of our lives, and if it's a full moon or not, right? Full moons, the energies swell up. And it's not an accident or coincidence that even what happened in Moscow happened on a full moon. Even, all of these events, full moon is about releasing. Even when Kate Middleton revealed she had cancer, it's releasing, right? Full moon. Even with your own life, you can often feel like, gosh, you just want to release something right now. This is all because of the energies happening outside of us as well. We're governed by everything, especially the moon. We're in a powerful time right now, deep divers. I want to remind you that, we have to really be the change we wish to see in the world, because a lot of crazy things are on its way. A lot of crazy things are already happening, and more is on the way, simply because many human beings have forgotten to heal themselves. And this is what creates chaos. Chaos is disorder. Anytime you're not in order, you're in disorder. And to get back into order requires work, inner work, requires self-mastery, and energy and effort. It doesn't just happen automatically. You got to do the work, right? So, we're in a powerful time where realize that your voice is needed now more than ever. Your actions are needed now more than ever. And there's nothing to be afraid of. We've got to remind ourselves we're in a powerful time to remind ourselves that we can become the architects of our own reality. And, it feels good to be back, deep divers. It feels good to be back talking with you in live time. I'll be doing more of these. Oh yeah, deep divers, I just started. I'll be doing more of these. And I played a song at the beginning, which was so amazing. I'll play it again because it just really had such a powerful message. And the song is actually called Moon Something, right? So I'll play it again. In the meantime, hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. If you have a question like Studio H, also put it in the chat. I'll read it. We can talk about it. Let me play you that song though, because it really can take you somewhere else. And, the song is really powerful. Let me find it. How you feeling today, deep diver? Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. So this song is called Moon Mother, right? So let me play it for you, deep divers, and just listen to the lyrics and the frequency and the vibration, because I always tell you that's what we're here to do, raise the frequency. Let's
What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps saying.
Oh yeah, are you ready for that? We had to do a rewind. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Once again, hit that like button, share the video. Let's get this into the algorithm. And let me say a big thank you to Tynetta Blackman. You are appreciated. It's so hard, especially when you struggle with ADD. How can we manage these types of DXs, diagnoses maybe, and also try to follow your heart? Shout out to you. So ADD, ADHD, right? I used to work with children with autism in a school and ADHD. And a lot of the children they labeled to have even autism or ADHD, these were just children who were very smart. And they just wanted to own their own reality and not be programmed by the machine. What if I told you ADHD means attention dialed into higher dimensions? What if I told you ADHD means attention dialed into higher dimensions? You're drifting off in a school session. Right? You got to remind yourself that the way you are is not a problem. It's just that you've been labeled by society that that's bad, that's wrong. It's because anybody who doesn't ultimately conform to the status quo is labeled as a troublemaker, is labeled as someone who is, they need to be put on Ritalin or anything like that. It's time to really embrace yourself and follow your heart and embrace who the Creator made you as. And whatever society tells you, listen to your heart and realize there's nothing wrong with you. Tynetta Blackman, thank you so much for that, right? Deep divers, smash that like button, share the video. Smash that like button, share the video. And if you've got a question, a message, put it in the chat. We're going to read it. So listen to this song, Deep Divers. Let's raise the frequency.
What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps searching, but my heart decides. Thoughts can be cruel, they're not mine to own. The space unravels when you let go. What's yours, it ain't mine, that energy goes today. The feather in the fire will blow it home your way. Moon mother, open your arms. Moon mother, this madness just begun. Moon mother, reach for my heart so I can feel your essence in me. How to unfold when this knot is so tight. Each step is chosen to reveal the light.
Tynetta Blackman, thank you. Hey, you are appreciated. I appreciate that. Thank you so much as well for the question, right?
Waking your soul. What's mine is lost to time. Our home is in the space. The bird who walks the line, just use those wings and rise. Moon mother, open your arms. Moon mother, this magic's just begun. Moon mother, reach for my heart so I can feel this essence of me. Time to wake up in these rising sleeps. Days may be hard, but the truth is real. Bringing up the vibration. You can feel it in your feet. What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps searching, but my heart decides. Thoughts can be cruel, they're not mine to own. The space unravels when you let go.
Right, we had to raise the frequency. Like I told you, that song is called Moon Mother, right? And talk about a full moon right now, deep divers, right? And the huge energy shifts that are happening, but we came here to raise the frequency. I always tell you that music is the universal language, and we can actually heal ourselves with the right musical frequencies and sounds, and that song really just raises the frequency, right? That good old soul music, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. How you feeling today, deep divers? What's on your mind? Reading every single comment. Divine Feminine Dynasty, right? That's a powerful name. Divine Feminine Dynasty. You are appreciated. Thank you, Ralph. My confidence is rising. I perform live today. Despite the fears, please talk about alchemy. I got to protect my boundaries better. Shout out to you. Absolutely. So, we have to become alchemists right now. We have to remind ourselves that, this whole meaning of alchemy is about transformation. And, I was drawn by the book, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, phenomenal book. And the line which goes, and when you want something, the whole universe conspires to help you achieve it. That's what alchemy is. It's about realizing, and when you want something, the whole universe conspires to help you achieve it. If you're going through a bad time right now, a hard time right now, you have the power to transform that situation. You definitely have the power to transform your inner feelings, which in turn can actually transform your outer experiences. So this is what alchemy is. It's learning how to transform your inner situation to transform your outer situation, right? Alchemy starts within before it starts outside. If you want to become an alchemist, learn how to work with your emotions, learn how to master your emotions, learn how to master your own energy. When you learn how to master your energy, you now become an alchemist. Simple as that. And it's not easy to do. It's not as easy as saying, hey, I'm going to master my emotions because I've read a book. I'm still learning how to do it. And I'm diving deep every single day because you have to realize that the enemy is within. We've been told that the enemy is outside. In actuality, you are your own worst enemy. So part of being an alchemist is realizing that actually you're on a hero's journey, but the villain is you. You are the villain of your own story. And you will destroy yourself before anyone else will destroy you. And therefore, you must learn how to master the dragon. Tame the dragon. Right? We're diving deep today, deep divers. We've got these questions coming in. Goodness gracious. That's a powerful question though, right? We're all here to be the alchemists. We're all here to be alchemists. Shout out to you. You are appreciated. We got to transform the energy. Serene Grace, let me shout out to the phenomenal Serene Grace. She's always supporting the show, always spreading good energy. Serene Grace, you are most definitely appreciated. Saying thank you. Let me give you a round of applause, Serene Grace, for being a day one. We love you.
Dom DeMarco.
So, powerful that you actually had asked about alchemy, because one example I'll give you about how I became an alchemist and how you can actually use alchemy. So let's just say you wake up and all there is bad news. To be an alchemist, what you do is that you don't tune into the news first and foremost. You go for a walk. Okay, you go outside, you connect with yourself, you connect with the air, the elements, and this is how you become an alchemist. So you transform everything that's happening in the crazy world out there. You switch it off, and now this is your reality. This is your reality. So this is how you become an alchemist. That's why I told you that the phone is actually a trap, because you see, the phone is taking you away from doing the inner work. Yes, it's a great tool, but don't wake up to your phone, because if you wake up to some bad news on your phone, some doom and gloom, that's going to mess up your whole entire day. A lot of people haven't even prepared for the day. They're waking up to bad news, arguments, drama, beef, gossip. And now you're still in bed checking your phone and you feel tired all of a sudden. That's because you haven't become an alchemist to say, actually, let's transform the energy. Right? So as soon as you wake up, transform the energy, become an alchemist. Great question. Deep divers, can you feel the shift? Oh, the energy is powerful right now. And we have to remind ourselves huge shifts are happening all around the world. Prepare yourself for a whole new world. The shifts are intense. And when you remind yourself a human being is like a bundle of energy. And this is the reason why I do these live streams. Because I know that if collectively we come together and we spread good energy out there, we can actually influence the world in a positive way. And this is what we really want to be thinking about every single day, to realize that actually we can really do a lot. It's only ever taken a few people to change the whole fabric of society, to change the whole reality itself. It's only ever taken 1% of the population to meditate and change the whole reality. So that 1% is 80 million people. If 80 million people held a collective thought of peace, there would be peace in the world. We're on the way to reach that critical mass of the 1% population changing the whole 99%. Can you imagine that? And it's getting to that point because a lot of people are saying, hey, the world is pretty messed up right now. It's pretty screwed over right now. We need some answers. We need some solutions. And the solution is come together with like minds, hold a meditation, and put out good energy there. We're in a powerful time, deep divers. It's not about doom and gloom. It's about looking forward, looking to your own life. And, I'm excited. I'm really excited about what's coming because I'm creating it right now. Wow, this was a powerful live stream. Let me thank everyone who's been here. Everybody who's been diving deep. Let me give you all a round of applause for being so awesome. So deep divers, I want to thank everyone who's been here. Powerful live stream. This is one that you're going to have to go back and listen to a few times, right? I want to thank everyone who's been here, everyone who's really been supporting Infinite Waters. You are appreciated. Everyone who's been diving deep, you are appreciated. Once again, I can only do this with your support. I've only got here with your support. And I can only keep going with you supporting Infinite Waters, because once again, nobody does it by themselves. We all need support. And I'm supported every single day. And that's the reason why the cat down the road is smiling. Deep divers, remind yourself that the world is becoming something amazing because you said so. Once again, smash that like button, support the real. Smash that like button if you support the real. Let's get this into the algorithm. And let me say a big thank you to everybody who's been here, everybody who's been diving deep. This was a powerful, 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 powerful show. Right? So once again, deep divers, keep diving deep. And let's continue to raise the frequency. Let's continue to raise the vibration. All day, every day. Peace, love, and harmony. And let's rock out to this. Deep divers, a happy lunar eclipse to all of you. Good energy to all of you. Once again, hit that like button if you support the real. And this has been a phenomenal show. One love. Peace. I'll be back with more live streams. Oh yeah, deep divers, this is just the beginning. One love.